Hello and welcome to the installing the bees portion of this informational video. This is the observation hive. The components of the observation hive are the 16 nuts that hold the covers on each side, and the entrance cover for the bottom. You want to make sure that the entrance cover is installed so that the bees cannot get out of the hive after you put them in there. And that on the back side, the side that you're not going to be working on, the bolts are tightened and in place. The nuts, and inside we already have the base installed, and the bolt that's going to hold the observation hive in place is also on the base. And the only tools you'll need are an adjustable wrench to remove the nuts and a screwdriver to install and remove the entrance cover. So now I'm just going to quickly inspect the hive. Again, make sure that all 8 nuts are in place on each side. They are. And then you want to look at each ventilation screen and make sure that bees cannot physically get out of the observation hive. They look good. And then the feeder jar hole on the top, also just inspect and make sure that it's sealed properly. And the entrance on the bottom. It's closed and sealed and screwed in tight. So now I'm going to remove all 8 of these nuts, which I've already loosened. I like to place them right in the top feeder hole. And remove the cover. And just set that aside. Okay, so now we're going to transfer the bees from the hive into the observation hive. I've got a veil on, I have a smoker with me. If I need it, I'll light it. So I have already inspected this colony to make sure that they're healthy and strong and they're a good candidate for installing into the observation hive. You might get stung. These things happen. So I already know that the top box is pretty much filled with honey frames. And then they're not too bulged. If you have frames that are really bulging out, you're going to have to trim the comb to ensure that they'll fit inside the hive. I like to set the colony up just like you would in a normal hive, with the honey on top and the brood on the bottom. So you take the frame, you slide it in, and the whole time you're looking on the other side to make sure that there's plenty of clearance. You'll notice that I'm installing the frames in the same order that I took them out. The whole time I'm looking for the queen just to make sure that she is installed with the bees. Ideally, your queen is marked. It makes her a lot easier to see in the observation hive. gotten into the colony, we're going to go ahead and close it and install them inside so that the stragglers can find the entrance and get inside. So any bees that are in the crush point of the rim, I'm just going to push them down into the colony. Slowly install the glass. Again, trying to make sure that you're not crushing bees. Your hive tool is handy for this part, just to push them in. So we're doing this installation just 50 or 60 feet from where the actual entrance of the hive is, so that all these bees flying around that are very confused right now will be able to find the entrance and assimilate with the new observation hive. So now I'm going to take the nuts and install them. Now I'm going to tighten the nuts. Want to have your screwdriver with you as soon as we get them installed in the base. We'll release the entrance cover and also bring your adjustable wrench to install the bolts into the top of the hive. Now I'm going to carry the hive vertically up into the building. When we get close to the door, I'll stop and I'll brush all the additional bees off of the observation hive to make sure we don't bring them inside with us. If the hive is extremely heavy, you might need a second person to help you with this. This one is not too heavy, so I'll be able to do it by myself. So I've just inspected the hive. There's no other bees on the outside. Again, the entrance cover is closed, so they won't be able to get out. And we'll go ahead and bring them inside. Okay, so we've got the observation hive inside. The base is installed on the wall. The bolt is in place on the top of the base. And I'm going to lift the hive and place it on top of the male receptacle. There's a female piece on the bottom. And once that's in place, we'll tilt it up and insert the bolts. Okay, so at this point you're going to call a buddy to come help you. And if you'll hold the hive, I'll just look up there and make sure the bolt is installed. And then grab your wrench and screw the bolt into place. Once the bolt's in place, I'm going to remove the entrance covers. There's two entrance covers. There's one on the base, and that now allows access into the tube and into the entrance. And there's a second cover on the actual observation hive. And once you remove both of them, the bees now have access to the outside. And that's it. You have successfully installed an observation hive with little to no difficulty. Yeah, essentially you just take the cover and turn it 90 degrees and screw it back onto the base. Inevitably, there will be a couple bees inside with you. Those you'll just have to catch with a cup or your hands and get them back outside. There it is.
Covers specially made to help with insulation, I guess both for light and temperature. They look great.
Wow, that's awesome.
With our special Fink and Waver Granada bags, which is one of our staples here at Valzec Brothers. Pretty cool.
And they just hook on pretty easily there? Yeah, they just have in place.